Hey everybody. Oh, I need to log into the comments thing.
Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. Father Hines and his great band playing for you from the new Grand Terrace on Chicago's Great South Side. Get ready now for 30 minutes of Super Jive in the Father Hines.
Hey everybody.
Yeah.
Working from home today, as you can see. Hey Martin, hey Denise. Hey Karen.
What could this be? Ah, it's a Limehouse Blues.
Hey Timothy and Vicky and Jeanette. Yep, I'm definitely staying inside where it's cool today. Hey Geraldine, we're under heat advisory and I'm gonna take that seriously. Hey Diane. Morning Doreen and Kathleen and Jeanette and Susan. Hey Chris. Yeah, I gotta give a ride later on. But at least I'll have some air conditioning there too. So if I have the option of not being out in the heat, I take it. Hey Linda, hey Lynn. Can you all see Miles back there on the back of the couch? Hey Paula. Ah, Beth, that's rough. We were in the basement with, the tornado sirens went off last night. We were in the basement with everybody else in the building and all of the cats of the building, too. The upstairs cats were, including a new kitten, were, having a good old time exploring the basement and playing with the sawdust. Ours, not so much. Hey, Diane. Hey, Doreen. Give it a minute to get going. Thought I'd work together or work from home kind of mini tour today. It kind of ties into the Sunday Graceland tour, though. I mean, Rose Hill tour. I was not thinking with my whole head. I got a job interview in a couple hours. I should really get it together. And Gary, don't I know it? Hey, Jeff. Hey, Renee. I mean, if I had a tour book today, I'd be out there doing it. And I got some steps in. It's at 5 in the morning. It was nice and sunny out, but not hot yet. I walked up to the clock house and back. That's about 5,000 steps. Ah, Joanne Ruff. Hey, Ann on YouTube. Boker Tov, Lisa. Hey, Bob. Yeah, we all went to the basement, so did the people on the second and third floors, and they brought their cats down. All our cats were down. It was kind of nice. We just hung out. I filmed a commercial for Private Selection Ice Cream, just for messing around on TikTok. Just smudge up here on the, Oh, that made it worse. Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was gonna order some stuff today, then I realized, no, man, people will be out delivering in this. I'll wait for a couple of days. Oh, Heather, yeah, I'm pretty confident I'd be a good hire for them. It's just a matter of would they be good for me. Vicky, the cats didn't fight, but Miles just would not come off at the top of the stairs by the door. Priya hid behind some stuff. I'll let Earl finish up this tune and we'll get going here. Hey, Caesar and Carolina in Poland. Have you ever heard of the Rogers Park Hotel in 1937? Doesn't ring a bell, but I'm sure I can find something out about it. The puppet on the shelf next to me, that's Guy Smiley, the Sesame Street game show host. He is next to Sherlock Hemlock. My mother sent me these because that's what I do. I investigate stuff, then I go on TV. Happy anniversary, Ann. Yeah, the people up on 3 just got a new kitten, and their cat just loves her. They already get along very well. It took Miles and Priya a few days. It was a bad storm for a few minutes. It was mostly just bad rain here. And some lightning that worked very well when I was recording my commercial for Private Selection Ice Cream. The Private Selection Lightning. Hey, Kathleen, in Brazil. Letting Earl Father Hines finish off this tune. It's going a little longer than I thought it was going to, but then we'll do today's little mini tour. Working from home on account of the fact that it is hotter than a witch's oven out there.
Give our faithful seat a slap and carry on in jive. Hi-ho, Silver!
All right. That was Earl Father Hines live from the Grand Terrace Ballroom on Chicago's Great South Side, or, well, it was when they recorded it in the first place. But all right, so once again, welcome to Mysterious Chicago, everybody. I am Adam, working from home today on account of the fact that we're under a heat advisory, and if I have the option to take that seriously, I prefer to do so. If I were out on the boats, they would not have any sympathy for me whatsoever. So what we're going to talk about today a little bit is a place that is right where this PNC Bank is now. You might have seen this. It used to be something we drove by all the time on my ghost tours on the bus. It's just about a block south of the site of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, right across from the entrance to Lincoln Park. Best known because you see this carving in between the awnings there. Is this thing that looks for all the world like the devil. It's what they call the Green Man motif. You see it a lot in architecture of the era of the 1920s. But dude, that's a scary looking dude with horns. That's just what you want to see when you go to the bank, is a big devil head up above the door. Which sounds good to me as, hey, finally somebody might actually give me a mortgage. Nah, they probably wouldn't really. But it is built on the site where up until about 1926 stood a place called the Relic House. Now, the Relic House was a tavern operated by different people that was all built entirely from rubble out of the Great Chicago Fire. I'll show you an example of some of the kinds of rubble we're talking about here. Like down at Oakwood Cemetery, where we'll be doing a tour sometime pretty soon. I've got all the data for it. I'm just getting everything set. But there's this big clump of junk down here that is a relic of the Great Chicago Fire. It's probably the leftovers of a building or something. And of course, there's the more famous example at in Lincoln Park, back behind the museum. Now it's over on the corner. They moved it a little bit. But you see, after the Great Chicago Fire, rubble like this was all over the place, but I don't think it lasted long, because pretty soon you couldn't just reach down and pick it up. Pretty soon, people were selling it. Like this enterprising young man right here. This is a drawing of a kid selling little bits of fire rubble, which was kind of a common thing. There's a lot of anecdotes about people doing stuff like this. Relics tended to look like this, like teacups being all fused together, little bits of buildings, plates that had melted into each other. So one enterprising guy took a whole bunch of that stuff and built a whole building out of it. Now, this is the building expanded. You can see the original part of it over on the left there, made entirely out of rubble with like a double mansard roof that covered the entire building. They eventually added this snack bar over onto the side of it, and I guess ran out of wrecked building materials for it. So here's one ad for it from when it was still fairly new, and it really just does look like a bunch of things. You can see garden refreshments. Now, the interesting part here is down in the bottom left corner, Herman Klonowski, proprietor. Now, I ran into stories about Herman Klonowski yesterday. This is a mausoleum for him on the Rose Hill Cemetery tour. It took me a minute, because they don't always spell his name with the two N's. It took me a minute to figure out where that guy made enough money to buy himself a whole mausoleum. Newspapers and census records just referred to him as saloon keeper. Apparently he was very well off as a saloon keeper. We know just a little bit about what he was like. He was known as kind of a skinflint, but also liked well-made things. He had a watch that was like the size and thickness of a dollar bill, at a time when most people were wearing watches that were like an inch thick. About the only thing we know about him, these one or two little paragraphs, come from the autobiography of his granddaughter, who was the movie star Gloria Swanson. Now, he is now in his own mausoleum, just about shared, other than Gloria's father is in the same one, even though he was by then divorced from Herman's daughter, no longer actually his son-in-law. But when he died, Gloria decided to just put him in the otherwise pretty much empty mausoleum. It was built to hold 6 people, still only has the 2 of them, and one of which is the proprietor of the Relic House, Herman Klonowski. I wish there were better pictures of it. I wish they had documented a little bit better of what all was in this place. It operated up until the 1920s. By some accounts, it moved at a certain point, though it's a little bit shaky. In the 1920s, it operated pretty much as a speakeasy. It is right down the block from the St. Valentine's Day Massacre site. But then in 1926, it was torn down to make way for this thing. They could have at least worked some relics into there, you know, other than these, like, cinder block buildings. But, alright, so, if you want to see a bit more of that, that just happens to be on the new Rose Hill Cemetery route that is coming up. Yeah, this is all just pretty much up to date. Coming up on Sunday, we're going to be doing both a new route at Rose Hill Cemetery with very little overlap from the original route. There's really a whole lot of new stuff on here. Then in the evening, it's Grave Robbing 101. On Thursday night, 2 nights hence, we will be doing a full-length brand new virtual tour called North Shore Ghost Lore. Some of you saw it when I did it for the Wilmette Library a while ago. Now I will do it for all of the rest of you as well. And of course, a week after that, the 26th, I made this foolish mistake of booking a tour the same day as the Pride Parade again. It's not like I've never done a Graceland tour on the day of the Pride Parade, though. We should be far enough west of it that we ought to be okay. We'll find out. But anyway, it's a brand new one called 50 Ways to Die at Graceland Cemetery. I think it's going to be a really fun one, and I will be able to show off some copies of the new Graceland Cemetery book. So, alright, I'm not sure we'll be able to hybrid these ones, but one of these days we will. These things will come up again eventually. But alright, everybody, thanks a lot for joining me. In the meantime, I am Adam Seltzer for Mysterious Chicago Tours with another morning mini tour for you. Everybody, try to stay cool out there. Try to stay hydrated. I'll be doing so myself for sure. And yeah, high of 82 on Sunday. It'll be nice and it'll be cooled down quite a lot by Sunday, so we ought to be in okay shape. It won't be this brutal outside. If it looked like it was going to be 96, I probably wouldn't have booked a tour. So, all right, everybody, thanks a lot for joining me. I'm Adam from Mysterious Chicago Tours saying to stay safe, stay strong, and of course, if you can, stay spooky, everybody. Have a great day.